Hello, welcome back. Last time, Mount Cuckoo had basically no changes in it. I think the only new thing that I saw was Queen Ambi in Sunken City. And my time with Moosh was very short, but there was nothing I could really do about that. That's fine. Alright, so how quick can I clear? Dancing Dragon Dungeon. Don't have a clear memory of any of this, so I'm just gonna go at it and see how quick I can make it happen. Giving me bombs there makes me suspicious of cracked walls. Right, I have that ring on. Good. But none of those walls are visibly cracked. Whoa! Okay, that was interesting. So that'll take me to a different place on the return trip. Let's do that now. Maybe I should have checked that room for, like, a map or a compass or something. I'll do it in a bit. So you want me to, what, put this statue there? Yeah, right. Now that closes behind me. This is accessible. If I wish to return, that's how to do it. Okay. So there is stairway. So my theory here, going back and forth, is I'm doing a breadth-first search with slowly increasing depth, and one of those depths will bottom out quicker. And that's going to be faster than doing a depth-first search because I'll forget where I was. And yeah, this is clearly the end of the path here. So I think this is what I do. A lot of pushing. No real way to make it any more efficient. I am reminded of baking a cake. Some of you will know what I mean by that. Oops. There's a key. Alright, great. So back of the minecart. There is now only one way to go, and it is that stairway. False. There's a second one. So I know about the stairway. Tell me about the locked door over here. Yeah, somehow the only thing I remember about Dancing Dragon Dungeon is the music. It's funny how dungeon layouts in particular, like I can remember what the overworld looks like, clearly enough. But dungeons just do not stick in my mind in any way. And this is like every Zelda game. When I played Alundra, I made the remark that somebody could come to my house and replaced my disc with one that had changed all the dungeon layouts, and I would never know the difference. But yeah, the outdoor spaces. Those I can know something about. Why is that? Now I'm just thinking about, like, what specifically about a dungeon makes it so much less memorable. Some parts of dungeons are memorable, but no part of this one has so far been. Like, I will let you know the first time I see something here that I recognize from my recent playthrough. That has not happened yet. Again, this could be all new in Loop... Whoops, that's not a feather. Could be all new in Loop 2, and I really would not know. Alright, stairway over there. This room very slightly rings a bell. Like that track pattern. Prickles something in my memory. I don't even need that, my ring will do it for me. So I don't have a key here. Alright. Now the ring won't have to. The stairway probably led to the dungeon map or something. This leads to a key. Key is in the water. I got it. Kinda cute you have to dive for that one. It's like, it's still down there. Go get it. The locked block was over here, right? The mini-boss at some point will give me a portal to the beginning. So if that happens before I find my way back there naturally, that's when I'll go down the stairway. What have you to say? My bag is so full! Right, of course. Okay, that clue sounds familiar. And I of course know what it means. But this layout itself? No, I couldn't have told you anything looked like that in this dungeon. Would a third playthrough go any different for that? Would a fourth? How many times would it take for this to stick in my mind? When I was doing all the things I did with A Link to the Past, a game that I've cleared like, okay, I'm getting the slingshot in this dungeon. A game that I've beaten like 30 times or something. Even then I still had to refresh a lot of my memory on the dungeon layouts, but eventually I got to the point where I could play the randomizer and know exactly where I was at all times just about, except in Misery Mire. Hi. 10 Ember Seeds. No, I'm good. My bag is very full. Okay, so then whatever property this is, Misery Mire definitely has a lot of what makes a dungeon hard to remember. Tower of Hera, I could draw you just about an exact map of that entire place. So that's a very memorable one. So, Tower of Hera on one end. Oh right, this is a, what kind of thing are you again? I can light this up and then... you're an Aghanim, that's right. I see the one with the bigger shadow. I do knock that back with my sword, right? So far I don't. Okay, I think the torchlight is just to show me which... Dude! Which one casts a shadow. Maybe not with the sword? What do you want me to use? The Rod of Seasons or something? Okay, forget the torches for a minute. How do I knock back this magic? Have I just whiffed every single attempt with the sword that I've made? No, that's not how I do it. Do I whirl? Does the light have to be lit to be able to knock back? Nothing's happening. Shield? I should put that in the other hand. It can't be shield. And it isn't. I hope this isn't something like the, it doesn't work with the noble sword and I have to have the regular one. That'd be sad. Nah, they wouldn't have made an oversight like that here. But like... Hang on, am I not knocking your thing back and instead just attacking you directly? Okay. You're not an Aghanim, you're something else. Okay. Remembering things also extends to boss mechanics. And if I can't see your shadow, then I can't hit you. Okay. Invisible and invincible don't just sound alike, they are the same thing. See, you even do the spin around thing when you die. Like, you're kind of an Aghanim-like, just without the... I guess I don't have the Master Sword, that's true. So I can't reflect his evil power. Okay, anyway, so now is the time to go back to that stairway. Is it, though? Before I do that, let's check if immediately over here is a slingshot that I'm gonna need in that room. It doesn't appear to be in this room immediately. There's an old man, right. What are you talking about? What you seek is in the eye. I think that stairway is going to lead to a dungeon map, because I don't have one of those yet. I don't know what the eye is. Okay, so this way. Oh. Let's go through some other dungeons. Zelda 1 dungeons. Ooh, do I know the layout of any of those? I remember the shape of Dungeon 2 because it looks like a boomerang. Dungeon 1... I remember a room or two, but I couldn't draw any kind of map of that. Dungeon 3, I only know where it is in the overworld. Don't know what's inside. 4, only know where it is in the overworld. Don't know what's inside. That's the first Wizrobe dungeon, isn't it? Or is that later? 5, no idea. 6, no idea. 7... I know Grumble Grumble, but that's all I remember. 8's memorable. You go left and get the magic book. You go right and fight no, you go left and fight a Manhandla, then get the magic book. You go right and that's where the rest of the dungeon is. But I couldn't tell you specifics. 9? 9's fairly memorable, despite being a huge maze that's impossible to navigate. But that one's important to remember, like I needed to know where I was going in it. So that's one reason to remember. There was a stairway in that room. There's that map. A thing I do remember about Dungeon 2 is there's, like, in the inner part of the boomerang, you go up a hallway, then all the rooms to the east are either locked or accessed some funny way, and you can save keys by bombing through the walls if you want to. So you're basically, like, going straight to the north, and then having... Oh, right! The Mega Man room! Whoops. Short little diversions to the east, and then back to the west to the main hallway. So Dungeon 2 is the one I remember best from Zelda 1. Alright, Zelda 2. Oh, I played that game a lot. And I needed to know its dungeon layouts for speedrunning purposes. Couldn't draw you a perfect map of every one right now. But I have a pretty good idea how Parappa Palace is shaped. A pretty good idea of how Swamp Palace is shaped. What am I doing here? Just opening the chest? I mean, I can see fine like this. Number 3 is Island Palace. Slightly less good idea of that one, but sort of a good idea. What's number 4? Zelda 2 Dungeon 4. Gonna have to think about that for a moment. Is that the one that's in the maze on the overworld? Where the abducted kid is? I think so, yeah. Karok is the boss. Okay, that'll work. Right, it has those fire wizards in it. I kinda remember that one not super well, though. Number 5's the one with the false wall. I can sort of picture the surrounding area there. 6 is Three-Eye Dungeon or whatever, and that one has the infinite pits that loop around, so you have to fall and get off at certain spots. Yeah, pretty clear idea of that. And then it's just the Great Palace afterward. Oh, that was interesting. Not what I wanted, though. Great Palace is a gigantic maze, and there are parts of it that I pretty much never go into. Oh boy. I don't have a boomerang. My sword beam is not aligned well with that. I think if I face right, I'll hit it best. Yeah, okay. Great Palace, you go, what is it? Left, right, right... Right? At the branches? There, you gotta break the blocks and fall through in the one spot that you can't tell. There's a bunch of stuff in between, though. This is not the way. Yeah, decent idea of that. There's a few blank spots. Okay, so now back to A Link to the Past. This is just what I'm doing today. Okay, so let's start with Hyrule Castle. Yes, crystal clear memory of that. I could probably name every room and what's in it. At least, not Hyrule Castle, the sewers. The, like, first part of Hyrule Castle. What I seek is in the eye. Oh, what's the eye? Where am I going? What am I doing? What part of the dungeon am I in? Right, here. This is new stuff. Then, Eastern Palace. Yes, clear idea of what's in basically every room. Oh, sword beams don't flip levers, of course, because I need the dungeon treasure for that. Alright, so here's a locked door. After Eastern Palace is... the Desert Palace, yes. I could draw just about every room there. There's one that I'm not too sure about, but I could tell you exactly where it is, and now that I think about it, no, I do know exactly what it looks like. Okay. Tower of Hera, like I already said. Oh, I need to move. Highly memorable. Every room is clear. Whoa! Collapsing in a funny order. There we go, slingshot. Is this the eye? I don't think so. Okay, then Dark World. No, then Hyrule Castle. Ah, now that one! The ascent up Hyrule Castle toward Aghanim one. Whoops, I'm supposed to be shooting these. That is not as memorable. Yeah, I have kind of a general idea of how it goes, but I definitely could not enumerate every room there. Even with as many times as I've played it. It's mostly linear. It's actually entirely linear, isn't it? There's a dark room somewhere in there. Actually, there's a lot of dark rooms, but like the one in particular I'm thinking about is a maze in the dark. Ooh, I'm getting something. Right in this spot. This looks familiar. Okay. A spot of memory has shown up just very briefly. Oh, is it because I've already been on the other side? Well, no, not in that part of the room. Yes, this looks familiar. Okay. Whatever's happening in these rooms, this part of the dungeon, encoded in my memory. Guarded body watches with unguarded eyes, right. Something I like to explore in my playthroughs of games is the nature of memory. So enumerating all these things is interesting to me. Hopefully to the rest of you too. Anyway, right, so... Hyrule Castle 2, that does not... Yeah, going toward Aghanim 1, that doesn't stick as well in my memory. Anyway, Palace of Darkness, pretty clear. There's some, like... There's some warp tiles whose destinations I wouldn't immediately be able to tell you. Okay, so I need bus key. And there's a couple of unexplored rooms on 1F. There's a 2F that I didn't even notice. Wait, I'm where? Here, okay. Yeah, so Palace of Darkness other than warp destinations. Dark World Dungeon 2 is... the Swamp Palace? Kind of running through it in my head. I have a little blank spot in between, like, after you first go down the stairs. I know what that room looks like. Then there's some stuff, then there's the one with the big chest in it. I'm not sure what that stuff looks like. One of those red-blue switches is involved? No, that's after the big chest. But everything after that's pretty clear? Okay, Dungeon 3, Dark World, Skull Woods. There are a lot of rooms in that dungeon I don't really go into, but I still think I could map them out pretty well. Yeah, Skull Woods sticks in my memory. Oh, I need a key, okay. Well, there's only one place that could be. Okay, sure, see, yeah, Skullwoods, got a pretty good idea of how it's shaped. Thieves Town starts with a 2x2 grid of maze rooms. Couldn't tell you the details of that maze, but I'd be able to find my way around. Then, right, in the southwest quadrant, which you have to get to from the southeast. What is this? There's nothing over there. This is nothing. I don't desire to be here. Wait. Oh, that key must be in... way north of here. Okay. So this is not a place I ever want to go. Thieves Town, a lot less clear after the opening maze. No, that's the one... Right, there's the chamber where you fight blind, but first you have to bomb through the floor up in the attic above. Okay, yeah, I'm getting a clear image of pretty much the whole dungeon. There's a lot in it, a lot of intricate details, and I couldn't tell you all of those, but I know a lot of them. Right, this room. Okay, number 5 is, what's the Link to the Past Dungeon 5? That's Misery Mire, isn't it? No, that's Ice Palace. Misery Mire is 6. So Ice Palace... There's a couple of parts of Ice Palace. Yeah, it also... I can kinda see it, but there'd be some blank spots. A lot of parts of it I can picture, though. Misery Mire, that's the hardest one to remember. It's a big old maze, and I don't know what connects to what, but I can at least see parts of it in my mind's eye. Turtle Rock? Yeah, more or less. About as clear as... a little less clear than the Ice Palace, I would say. Alright, I got a key. I'm going toward... which way? Just to the right, yes. And then Ganon's Tower. Yeah, mostly remembered. Anyway, so I think that one is largely due to repetition, because I played the game so many times, and also a lot of those times were fairly recent. Even so, there's still blank spots. Oops, whoa. Can I just... actually, hold up. Check this out. I have an L2 sword, which actually lets me shortcuts. Oh, what I seek is in the eye. Right, that's this room. There you are. Okay. Link's Awakening. That one I played a lot less than A Link to the Past. Okay, let's think about it. Dungeon 1. Tail Cave. Couldn't draw you a map. A lot of it's hazy, but I can see the overall shape and a lot of the individual room layouts. You get the Rock's Feather there, right? I think so. Yes, okay. Yeah, so don't you go, like, down a stairway and in a side view section to get to the Rock's Feather, but that's all I remember about that. The details of what any of that looks like either end of it, very hazy. No, I can see the Rock's Feather side. It's a narrow hallway to the north with a flying heart in it. And you can get the heart on the way back because you have the feather. But the other end of the stairway, I do not know. Right, I'm trying to open the door. Bottle Grotto. I can see most of the rooms. There's a couple of blank spots. After Bottle Grotto is... what is it? First you go through the Canalet Castle and do Richard's thing. Then what does that lead to? Hi Goma. What even is Dungeon 3? I'm completely drawing a blank on just what the dungeon is. Right, so I'm gonna bait the attack and don't get grabbed. There we go, that's the way. Oops, I got grabbed. Oops, right, I didn't press my attack. Yep. What I should do is be faster. Hey! Yep. So that was in range. Ouchie! Alright, I think I can survive another one of those if I have to. Let's just not have to. Hup. Hup. Okay. That was not the way. It's hard to tell how to fight you exactly. I don't want to be there. I need you north. This feels weird because I have to shoot and then run. I'd rather get to a safe spot and then shoot, but if I try to do that, it's too late. You have a lot of health. Or, the seeds don't do that much damage. There we go. What's Link's Awakening in Dungeon 3? It's the one on Ukuku Prairie, like right above Richard's place. What's it called? Oh, it's the slime something or other. Yeah, okay. I remember the name, but what does it look like? Okay, that's where my memory stops. No, it's called Key Cavern. You use the slime key to get in. Right, it's coming back to me. That one just took some time. Okay, anyway. What was today? There's a heart piece down here. Eyeglass Lake. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so all that stuff I was talking about probably didn't amount to much. But I went through it just in case it was going to. Okay, so next time heading toward Eyeglass Lake. And I will see you then.